So whilst sorting, okay, so straight up, I'm doing this without the microphone first because I want to test this. A good friend of mine mentioned that the microphone sounds a little more faded and later, so I'm just going to talk this way to the camera, to the phone, iPhone, and then at some point I'm going to plug this thing in and see how the microphone works. So right now the microphone's not on, so we're back to old school. Um, So the Grand Emporium and the Corner Cafe left the house yesterday. Woohoo! uh, it was nice. So I actually have leg room underneath my desk now, which is nice. I still have, if anybody's interested, a 100030 sitting there. It's on my marketplace. And while I was doing other stuff last night, I put that thing back together, the 5590. I put it back together and I put it up on marketplace just because I don't need it here. I'm, I'm reasonably sure I could build a complete other one from the parts of my collection, but I know I wanted it when it first came out, and I never got around to getting it when it first came out. I was too busy collecting space in Monorail. But I got it in a used lot. I never put it together until a few years back. I did a review on it a while back. I think you can Google DKP and 5590 whirl and twirl rig, whatever it's called. Because I did a review on it, and it's a fantastic set for the era. It is a fantastic set because it does try to what they do now with the Speed Champions, whatever, with all the details to make it look like an actual vehicle instead of a Lego vehicle. But this is before they had all the fancy parts. So I was impressed with the build. I still am, but it sits here. So I put it well under the Bricklink. I think it's one step above the lowest price on Bricklink, and the lowest price on Bricklink right now has a lot of missing pieces, and this one doesn't. But anyway, so I put that one up there and see what happens. If not, I'll just bring it to Bricks in the Six, just like the other things I had for sale on the marketplace and that nobody wants to buy. I'm just going to bring them to the garage sale, see what happens. So I spent this evening sorting. I don't know why I started this, but I started sorting. I started sorting my blue slopes. Sorry, this is how I started. So I had one of these full of blue pieces that I had sorted out from. I think I still have another big bin over there of unsorted, completely unsorted, but I had a full bin of blue, and I wanted to sort out my collection, and there was a bunch of slope pieces in here. And I said, well, while I'm doing that, I'm going to actually resort my blue bins, because every once in a while I get too lazy and I just dump slopes into whatever bin's the most convenient or the most empty, and then it gets all mixed up. So I have like 33-degree slopes in my 45-degree slope bin. Nobody else besides me cares. So I sorted that out, and some of my bins were overflowing, so I broke it down into separate bins. Instead of having 3 shoe boxes full of blue slopes, I have now 4 shoe boxes full of blue slopes. And what I wanted to point out right now is that this bin is 1x3, 2x3, and 4x3, and I get that right, 2, whatever. Blue slopes. That's all that's in here. 3x4, 2x3, and 1x3. And I'm going. And of course, if you look at the layout, there's a whole bunch of 33-degree slopes in my layout. But this whole bin is just those 3 different parts. That's it. But in the process of doing that, I took out all the inverted, so now I got an inverted bin, not as full as this one, inverted 33-degree slopes. But in the process of just doing this, I stumbled across this brick. It was in there. It was like, oh, for the love of everything. Because this, of course, this is my tiles or slopes of mostly classic space stuff. And I think I got another one over here too. Oh, maybe I don't. No, I did, because, oh, I have it over there. But I just put them on there. So you got the inverted 2x2s with the panel on it and blah blah blah. I got 3 of these from Brickomania. I won't mention names, but I kept them. And then I even have just come on, more of that again. Right there, 2x3s with Classic Space logo on them, and this no will be 3, and they only came in the Galaxy Commander and some decorative bricks set, and not too many people would have ordered. Maybe they did ordered the decorative brick set. So now I have 3 of these 2x3s with Classic Space logo on it. And of course, if you've been here long enough, you know I have more than a few Galaxy Commanders already built. Do I want to build more? No. So, and it comes down to, what am I going to do? It's like, it just, I don't know. All the ice planets, look at all the ice planets there, and some more down here. And then Star Wars stuff. The 2x4 came in Benny's spaceship, and I want to see the garage, or that little spaceship that came out for Lego Movie 2. So I got a bunch of those. Other than that, the rest of the pieces are standard. These ones I got from a friend. Oh yeah, this is a Benny spaceship one. So I have 3 Benny spaceships. I possibly have pieces to build one more. Not all of them. I only have one 1x2 with yellow arrow on it. They came in a few Classic Space sets. And look at the ice planet tiles at the bottom. Look at how faded that one is. It still has the console. You can barely see it. I'm honestly at that point where I just may start bringing this stuff to garage sales, because I have most of the stuff reconstituted in multiple quantities, and it's honestly time for me to start getting rid of, just like those 918 bricks. I might do like a whole lot of various Classic Space, including white. I have, this isn't all of them, but I have so many Explorians, slopes, and these guys, I got so many of those. The guy yesterday who was dropping off or picking up the Cafe Corner and the Grand Emporium, we had a wonderful chat about the various parts and pieces, and I showed him, because somehow he was a little bit younger than me. He didn't grow up in the early 70s and wasn't old enough to appreciate the wonder that is Lugnet and the beginnings of Bricklink, which was Brick Bay back in the day. So I gave him a little bit of history about that kind of crap. But I was showing him my very old 60s pieces, including the small little gasoline pumps and the silver gray light standards that came in the original ESO sets back in the town plans, and the little garage doors and the base plates for the garage doors. He's much smarter on the ideas of what they're worth on Bricklink than I am. So he was saying, this stuff's worth money. And I'm going, who wants them though? Because they're 1960s. We may talk in the future, because I told him I've been on Bricklink since Brick Bay. But I've only been buying. I've never sold one thing on Bricklink in my entire time on Bricklink. That might have to change, because selling these kind of parts, probably not going to do well on the marketplaces, and probably do a lot better under Bricklinks. But we'll have to see. Even the non-space parts, which I was like, I do want to build this set. I really do. Again, like that set, I want to build that set. I might get around to it at some point. There's this piece. Yay! That came in a few sets too. I know it came in one. I'm not sure if it came in more than one. I honestly can't remember. This stuff that sits in these containers here. As I said, I'm in a complete downsizing mood. I'm very happy with what happened yesterday, with what left the house, and I'm very, very um, considerate of other people, maybe, and maybe they want some of this stuff, because it's just going to sit here. And I had a really quick chat with one of my friends, close friends of this channel, about our pseudo competition with the 918s, because as you know, I just built another one. and I know he has more than I do. And so he said, I have to get more. And I said, well, in order for me to get more, I have to order 4x2 cones and the tails and the 1x4 stove panel. And all those are very expensive in context. I mean, they're $2 for a cone, as opposed to the yellow one. But and there's no store that has them in sufficient quantity for me to build more 918s. I saw one today that they had three, and they're $2.50 a piece for the cones. And I said, it's $7.50 for three cones, and then see what else they have maybe. But then I'm getting three cones for like $7.50. I'm going, I have all the cones I possibly want. If I'm going to build something else, they're in the garage, built into 928s, 924s, and whatever else they're built into. And I'm going, I can't. I'm having such a tough time with the. I guess I don't want to use the word Lego gluttony. I don't want to use that word because that's disparaging. I love my collection, I really do, but I think my problem is I'm looking at it, and now I can see the floor, so that's fun. I mentioned that to the guy yesterday. I was doing this enough to get everything off the floor, but I also want to get enough so I can like free up this shelf space to have stuff on display while I'm doing the videos. And let's just do this while we're waiting for it at the 12-minute mark. And this thing, the light should come on. The light should come on. Let me just turn this thing on. There's a blip. We'll find out. Let's see where I can put this thing. That's not working on the outside. There. I don't know if this is better. I don't know if holding it, like you see some of the guys in the videos, they hold it like right here, eh? So maybe I'll try this for a little bit, see if I like it. But then I don't have the use of hands. But I do like the fact that I can see my floor and there's hardly anything on it. And I still have all that stuff over there that you can't see. That's either going to Bricks in the Six or Brickomania next year for sale. And I'm going to probably have more stuff there as the year goes by. And there's a few bigger bins that are the off colors for me, not the red, white, blue, yellow, red, black, and dark and light gray, that I have not sorted out at all, that I want to, because Sandy and I do want to do some micros at some point, and to have all that sorted out a little bit more would be nice, so you can have the light green or the whatever else to make the little landscapes and stuff. So I want to do that. But I was too busy sorting blue slopes today. So there's that. I know I'm looking around. I said, I do wish, straight up, I do wish that, what's going on there? Oh, sleep. I do wish that at some point that any one of my friends who's remotely interested in stuff would just come over here and say, "Oh, I want that. I'm going to give you this amount of money." I said, "Oh, that's perfect." so my efforts at a minimum, and to make cash. so here's the greens. I think I have more money than that, but not much more Lego money than that. I always like that one. And then I started my reds because of course what we got at the Bricks in the Six last year. But I still have a whole bin of printed / stickered red parts, but whatever. Where's the yellow? I have yellow somewhere. Let's see. This is yellow parts and pieces, Aquazones and other parts and pieces. But I thought I had. Oh, there it is. So why I did that, I have no idea. And you can see, this is what the problem with holding this thing is. You can see the eyes with the rabbit, the yellow rabbit. Um, but then I got these pieces, all the submarines and the pizzas, the zaz, as they say. So this is what I do when I find them. I just put them on a base plate and I sort them that way, so I can always find them easy. My whites, I think I showed you guys before. Black is, of course, the most prolific. Explorian, Space Police 2, Spirius, miners, right there. So that's nice. This miscellaneous ones for various years, including the original C3PO Technic build. Again, I found more miscellaneous stuff, and then the 1x2s of all the various series over the years, including Blacktron 1 and blah blah blah. They say here, like, look how many arrows I have here. it does seem to be more and more. I won't say pressing on my psyche, but it is like this stuff has been sitting here for 30 plus years, and it's moved with me a few times, and now it's here for 20 plus years, and it hasn't come off a base plate. Only one or two when when I was reconstituting stuff. So it is like I should open up a Bricklink store just for the printed parts and the unique pieces that came in all these themes that I have multiple pieces of, that I already have multiple sets built, and I don't need them anymore. The overflow, and start just selling them. But that takes effort. And I'm at that age now, and I've said this. I'm at that age now that I find this tiring. I like this stuff; it's not tiring, but the idea of compiling and getting in the Bricklink and blah blah blah, and actually start selling it, and the shipping and blah blah, and then the people whining, "Oh, this isn't mint." Like, I would never sell any of this as mint or even excellent. I mean, most of it is excellent, but I don't want the whining. It's one thing I did talk about with my friend that I yesterday, is that the aversion towards selling minifigs, especially Star Wars minifigs, because we both agree that some of the Star Wars Lego fans are very, very picky on when you say something is in great condition, they get it, and there's a little tiny blemish on it. Oh, you told me it was great. So it's like I'm looking at these things now. There are some that are slightly faded, like you can tell along this top row. There are some that are slightly faded. The arrows, some are more scratched up than the rest. But that's the expectation, because it was from 30 plus years ago. It's from before 1999. These pieces, most of them, as a matter of fact, almost all of them on this piece, except for some of these miscellaneous, are from, between Blacktron 1 and Spirius. And we, oh, wait, a ton of RoboForce right there. Look, RoboForce. Which is still before 2000. I have to stop disparaging RoboForce. So they were cute. So I contemplate this stuff. He did offer yesterday to be a consignment. Like, I would give him the pieces, he would sell them, and he would take a commission. I'm going, ooh, that's very tempting, because I don't have to put the work into it. But I already have Jeff for that. Thanks, Jeff. I haven't asked him yet if I want to do it. It is something. I was very. I will say this. I was very happy to build these when I got the 918 bricks. I was very happy to build them, but these are the pieces that wouldn't be leaving the house. It'd be, and not 100% of these pieces would be leaving. I mean, I keep a few, but I don't need almost 32 of these things. I don't need that. I can get rid of half of them or 3/4 of them, and I still have enough. And so I think about that. When I brought the stuff to Bricks in a Six last year, I didn't bring every piece that I had of those pieces that I sold, like the base plates and stuff like that. I brought 90% of it because I knew I don't need anymore. But I kept a few because that's all I would need. So I'll probably do that, but that's going to take a lot of mental pontification and rumination and blah blah blah, which I like to do. But in the end, I think it'll be worth it. I think I would feel a little less discombobulated to have more stuff out of here, because I'm looking around, and as I say, the floor is mostly clear, but the shelves are pretty full. Like I couldn't add stuff right now to the shelves. The shelves are all full, even under the desk now that I have access. And so when I start sorting out the colors, the pinks and then the light blues and the whatever, all the different various colors that all the thousands of different colors they've had since like 2000, I'm gonna need more space for that. So, to make the regular color, okay, I got to. My bread's done, so I will talk to you guys soon. Everybody, stay safe, take care, and later.